Okay. So I'm going to be doing something that I don't normally do. And normally it's like funny skits or, that one that blew up by my friend. And I think I actually figured out why that happened. No, but I'll talk about that later. So let me just get everything out. Because I like to 3D print. And if you haven't seen Slugterra, I'm going to be printing a slug from Slugterra. I'm gonna figure out which one based on the colors I have. But yeah, basically I'm just gonna be 3D printing that and then talking about random stuff while I do. Now, you can put this on mute if you just want to watch me 3D print it and don't want to hear me talk about stuff. No, but I'll be talking about things like, random things that I've learned, and a few other things I don't really know. I think I'll just make that up as I go. So, just gonna start heating this up. It has to get to like 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I actually don't know what that is in Celsius, but yeah. I know it's enough to burn the skin off your fingers, because for the first thing I'll be talking about here, I have been 3D printing a while, and sometimes I'll randomly, touch it on accident, obviously. And now, some of my fingers have random little lines from when I burnt the print off of it. So yeah, good luck trying to use my fingerprint to unlock my phone. So, about what I was talking about earlier, I have been posting for a few months, since around November or something, and so basically, my friend decided, hey, can I ask, hey, I'm gonna ask you, can you upload some of my videos on your channel? And I thought, yeah, sure, why not? And then I'm gonna send it back over to him when he starts his own. And he sent me two, ones about him talking about, hey, I'm gonna basically be posting here now, and whenever I'm done, whenever I make my own, he's gonna send them over to me. And then he sent me one funny one, where basically, it was like, so when am I getting the candy? Oh, never, and then it cuts off. And it was a joke about, kidnapping stuff. But I think I know why it did so well. Because, I think it was because it was short. So, because if you watch it all the way through, then, then YouTube suggests it to more people. So, because it was short, more people watched it all the way through. And because it was about kidnapping, a person commented on it, and it was actually pretty funny. They're like, hey, I'm a famous content creator, and if somebody offers you candy to get in their van, don't do it. And obviously not, but it was also a joke, and a little stupid too, because they were in the truck bed. If they were being kidnapped, they could have jumped out. They weren't even in a van. But, solid advice. The part that I had a problem with, though, was he was claiming to be this guy who's a famous content creator. I went over to his channel. He had no videos. He had made the account 9 minutes after the video was posted. So, yeah. Also, fun fact, the guy he's claiming to be, because he did have, his username, was a famous actor. Because I was thinking, well, maybe he's on Instagram or TikTok or something like that. The guy he's claiming to be is a famous actor who died in 2023. So obviously not. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, obviously lying is bad, but if you're gonna lie, at least make sure they can't catch you or prove you wrong. So, yeah. So what kind of slug should I make? Let's look at the colors first. Yeah, so I don't have a normal 3D printer. I plan on getting one once I get monetized. Because I think it'd be cool to just be able to 3D print stuff. Because I saw that there was one where it's pretty small, but I don't 3D print big things. So that's fine. And it's like from Bamboo Labs. So I have this 3D pen where I have to 3D print everything by hand. It's like stacking it up. Like I am the 3D printer, and then this is just what pushes out the filament, which I think is pretty cool. But what colors do I have? Because if I don't have the colors for it, then I can't 3D print it. I don't have that much of this blue. Yeah, I just have this bucket. They've kind of gotten tangled up. Because that's where I put them. Yeah, sorry, they're watching TV over there. If you can hear that, just ignore it. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get started for a while. I'll probably put something in there where it's like skip to this time if you just want to watch me start 3D printing, but I feel like I should have been more prepared for this. But let's figure it out. Imagine I start like live streaming on Twitch and then it's like just me 3D printing and talking about crap. Like, I know there are some streamers who just, like, sit there and then, like, talk to chat. So, at least you get to watch something besides just my face. But, yeah, warning, right now, you've obviously seen the video time. If you haven't, you might want to check that, because this is gonna be a long video. Because, like, I hate to break it to you, this takes a few hours, which is why I'm going to be talking about things. But yeah, I guess I could get started talking about things, so it's not just me talking about things. Imagine that's just the whole video. It's just me talking about things. That'd be stupid. Like, nobody would want to watch that. Pokemon. Yeah, so, Pokemon, Winds and Waves, and Pokopia and stuff. I think they've been doing a lot better with this stuff. Because in Scarlet and Violet, they were rushed. And there was a bunch of glitches and mistakes in the game. That could happen commonly. And then they took their time and had another year to release Legends ZA. And then they have Pokemon Pokopia now, which I haven't played. I don't have a Switch 2, but I've heard is like really good and stuff. And then there's Winds and Waves coming out in 2027. And Silk Song. I'll stay on Pokemon right now, but I'll get to that later. So, Pokemon has been taking more time with stuff, so it has a better output. And I don't know what to expect, but supposedly there have been leaks, but no, a lot of those leaks are like fake. So that way. that. But because it's still pretty new, leaks will probably go on as it gets closer to releasing. My theory about that is that they release it when it's getting closer to build up the hype. It's like, oh my gosh, do you see all these cool leaks? There are these cool things that you can only get in the game. So, they're building up the hype for it. So it's not just a random leaker, it is the Pokemon company's, like, alt account or something. Okay, finally got all these separated. Now, let's see, what colors do I have? I do have some green. Oh, if I roll this up, I'm trying to figure out if I have enough green to make like the energy elemental. Because well, that's also. I don't think I do. I have this, which maybe. I think I might have just enough, but I don't think I'm gonna do the energy elemental. Let's see. I have a lot of gray, white. I think I could do the air elemental, which works because I do really like that one. Or the hover bug, which is one of my favorites. I think I'm gonna do the hover bug. If you don't know, it's like this little one. It only has one like big eye, but it like flies, and in the game it creates like portals that you go through and it makes you a lot faster. And I've actually seen people use that to like speed up all their slugs to overwhelm them faster than they can react. And I used one of like the fastest ones to hold on. I'm trying to pull up a reference photo. Okay, it does have battery. I just need to charge it. I'm gonna go grab my charger. I'll be right back.
If our lives are indeed the sum total of the choices we've made, then we cannot change who we are. But with every new choice we're given, we can change who we're going to be.
Sorry, I have a rolly chair on carpet. It's not working very well. Let's see. What can I fit this right in? Okay. I take that off and then just directly put that here. Okay, and plug this in. If you know what I'm making because you've seen Slugterra, good, but if you haven't, I'm not going to show you a picture. You're just going to have to wait and see it in the end. Hover bug. Or this is going to take so long, you could Google it. Let's see. I'm going to be making it while it's not transformed. So, yeah. Let me see if I can get the good picture. Yeah, Slugterra has these things where you can buy your own slugs, like the elementals, the guardians, and stuff like that. And a hoverbug is one of them. Oh wow! Apparently, they have a game called Sluggin' Out, and they don't have a Gould version of it in there, but there's one in the show called a Hoverblade. And that's kind of cool, but I'm not going to be making that. I don't I don't like the Ghoul versions. Sure, they look cool, but it causes the slug suffering. Yeah. Okay. Trying to get the best reference photo. Okay. I've decided I'm going to make the Megamorph version of it instead of having these weird stick things that could probably fall off very easily. So, yay. Let's see, the wings still look the same. Okay. So it looks like... Well, actually, the hoverbug's a lot of blue, and I don't think I have enough color. I don't have the right color for it. I have some blue, but not the right blue for the hoverbug. Air... Elemental... Slug... Carrot. Alright. Okay. I feel like I'm doing this at a bad time. I'm going to use this one because I do definitely have the colors for this. Okay, so I guess I'm going to want to start with this. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. Put this in the back here. I honestly don't really expect this video to do well, but hey, you never know. It could be the best one I make. Probably not, because okay, so if my friend's video is 9 seconds and 3,000 people watched it, then that's 3,000 times 9. I'll just round it up to 10, so no, that's 30,000 seconds. And let's see, that's 60, so I don't know, a few minutes. I'm actually just gonna Google that. Hey Google, how many minutes is 30,000 seconds? I think it's like...
That would be 500 minutes.
500 minutes, okay, that's more than expected. So that's a few hours. And before I actually start getting monetized, it needs to be like 4 hours. And if each of this video is 4,000 hours, I mean, if this video gets the same watch time, then it's like nobody's ever gonna watch this, but I think I might send this to my friend. I'm not going to call him by his actual name because I don't want to be an invasion of his privacy. Like, revealing your identity online can be pretty dangerous. Now, I don't have this problem because, well, I don't actually think I've ever said my name. But I don't really think that people care. Especially because the only person who actually watches is my friend who already knows my name. So, maybe if I get popular and people actually like care enough to watch, then I'll like reveal my name. But there's some hair on this that I'm trying to. It's been a while since I've used this. It was in a tub with fur on it somehow. Okay. The way my name, Ober, actually came to be was pretty funny. At first, it was like Luigi's Vengeance or something like that, because I was going to make, because I had this like Mario and Luigi costume, I was going to make videos about that. But then I decided that I wanted to expand my horizons to just kind of do whatever I wanted. Mainly funny skits, but occasionally other things like this too. Nah, nah, but I don't think people will actually care. And if they do, hey, it'll surprise me. Because I know some people like stuff like this, of just watching people do things. And like hearing them talk, like putting this on for bed or something. But like there's this YouTuber called North of the Border, where he uses things like silicon and like clay molding to make things, and I enjoy those videos. So, you know. Anyway, back on track to how I got my name. That's probably going to happen a lot this video, of me starting to talk about something and then getting off track again. But basically, I changed it to try to be something funny called Mental Health Issues Go Burr. Because I found it amusing. But I was like, well, that's probably not gonna fly for like things in the future. So whenever I was scrolling up after making it, and I just saw the because it was so long that it cut off, and I only saw the last 5 letters, which is OBRRR, and I was like, that works. So that is how I got my name of Ober. So yeah, now you know. I wanted to make a skit where it's like, so a lot of people have been asking me, how did I get my name Ober? And then it's like, literally nobody asks you that, because nobody cares or watches you. And it's like, shut up. And then it's like, I explain that story. And then the person comes back again. Yeah, I'd like to remind you, nobody asked. But yeah. Okay, that's kind of a bad reference in the photo.
What's wrong? You are a little. It's okay. You lost Luigi.
I'm trying to find a good reference photo, because right now I can only see the front. Okay, I got it. So... if you look at the transformed version, you can see the back. So it's not going to be a perfect replica, but it's going to be the best that I can realistically do. Okay. So, I was going to talk about Silksong in the Hollow Knight series, and I guess that's what I'm going to do now. So, basically, Hollow Knight, it was a cheap game, and I got it for Christmas from my grandma. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I tried playing it, but I thought it was so hard because I got stuck on the first boss. So I was like, I can't do this, and I put it down for like 4 months. Like, I was not a good player. And then, I learned about this skip in the game where you just break a wall and then you can get to it faster because speedrunners used it. And then I was like, wait a minute, this could help me with the problem I'm having. So I went and got it, and then I came back with Fireball, and I, like, destroyed it. It was easy, and I'm like, I don't know what I thought was so difficult about this. But then, I like, just kept on playing, and I got stuck on some hard bosses, and then eventually I just got so good at the game that I could beat the bosses. Now that's an over-exaggeration, because I only have about, like, 300, 400 hours in the game, somewhere around that. So I don't, so I'm not, like, speedrunner level, like that, but I'm pretty good. I've gotten most of the achievements. I haven't done Steel Soul yet. I think I'm gonna go back and do that. But yeah, like, it's one of my favorite games. And then whenever Silksong came out, it was only $20, and I was like, yep, I'm getting that. And I did, and I struggled with that. I was like, I've already played a Hollow Knight, and I've played it a lot. If this is the sequel, then I should be good. I know people have said it's difficult compared to Hollow Knight, but, like, I have experience. I should be okay. And then I played it, and I got absolutely wrecked, and I'm like, oh dear God. Like, I was beating everything pretty easily, and then I got to the Bell Beast, and it immediately did 2 massive damage, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't know what to do, so I was like, the only thing I really can do is just keep playing and hope I get better. So I did, and after a few hours, eventually I did beat the Bell Beast. Yeah, I'm not the best gamer. I'm decent at games that I've sunk a lot of hours into, but I'm not going to be, like, professional level in pretty much any of them, unless I, like, really get good. And then let's see. So I put the orange right here, which means it's gonna go up to about here. Okay. And I like the game. And then I got past it, and then eventually I started getting better. Still getting, like, destroyed at every boss. until Grandmother Silk, where it was the only boss that I could replay besides Lost Lace. Uh, Spoilers, by the way, for the game. But it's been out a while. If you don't have the game and you plan on it, then I don't know, I'd leave. So Grandmother Silk is like the first final boss, because she's in Act 2. But she's also the only one that respawns in Act 2. So I had started making fun ways to beat her, because I don't know, I just, out of all the boss fights, if I was stuck with that one, then okay. So I used the Witch Crest, because it was really easy to hit on Grandmother Silk. So you could get your heals off easy. And then I used Reserve Bind, and it's like the whole healing build for it. And I didn't have the Dark Mirror, because it was only Act 2. But I did have the Claw Mirror, which I did use. And I basically just used that. And then the tool that I used for going up was not going up, but like there's two tools: the up tool and the down tool is what I call them. The up tool I used was Flea Brew to make me attack faster and run around faster. But mainly just for the attack speed. And then the down one I used was the Delver's Drill. If you use Delver's Drill, unless you're using the Wanderer's Crest, you pretty much have to put it in the down slot. It's the only one that makes sense. So, yeah. But, basically, I used that, and I had beaten her like so many times, I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored. And I had tried going into Act 3 before, but I could never figure it out. I was like, okay, I have all these things, but I don't know how to activate it. And I was missing one quest for helping Sherma out of White Ward. And it wasn't appearing, so I thought I'd already gotten it. I was like, I've already gone to White Ward, it should be there. It's just not. So I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? So I googled it, and you have to go back into White Ward. So I was like, okay, then I went to White Ward, and came back, and then Sherma was gone, I went and did that, and now I'm in Act 3. So, yeah. And Sea of Sorrow's coming out soon. No, I don't know if it's soon, but I think it's going to be, like, around the time summer starts. So, like, July, I think that's when summer starts. And, I don't know, just, find it fun. A lot of people are saying that they think that Silk Song's gonna get a new crest. And I can see that, because of that thing, and I'm really hoping for that too. Some people are thinking, like, maybe it's gonna have this new diving mechanic that you need, and I think that it's not, because it's, all the new crests do is have, like, new, kind of, passive side effects. No, unless it's related to healing, like the Reaper's Crest, collecting more silk, the Beast Crest healing with like attacking and stuff, the Witch Crest having that unique heal, or having to do with new placements, like Shamans and Architects with 3 spells or 3 red tools. So they like so one thing they all do is change what your normal ones do. not like your normal attacks. Not like with architects, it's a drill. With wanderers, it's really fast but pretty short. With reapers, it's slower but longer range. And I like how some of them contradict each other. Like shamans having, like, you know, three spells, but no red tools, and then architects having 3 red tools but no spells, or wanderers having short range but quicker attack speed, and then reapers having slower attack speed but longer range, and then the beast in and the beast and the witches don't contradict each other in any way that I can find, but they do have similarities, such as having a unique heal. That's because, like, the shaman's crest heals by doing like this down dash thing. And Architects has like a second heal to refuel tools, which is why people use that ones for like red tool builds, because they can reuse it. Anyway, and then these two have special heals that kind of require skill to heal. Such as the witches, which has these vines come from all around you, which if it hits something, it'll drain it. But if you kill it too fast, it won't heal you all the way, which can be hard because this thing does a lot of damage, especially if you go into the build for healing. Or the Beast Crest, where you have to where it basically gives you faster attack speed, longer range, more damage, but you have to be able to hit your opponent, so you have to find the right time for it. That's like the attack focused crest. You use your heal to give you more damage. I'd say the best ones for the Beast Crest are like like the best spells for the Beast Crest are like Sharp Dart and Cross Stitch, because it can give you slight invincibility with more damage and stuff. Because like using Threadstorm, I guess it works, but it doesn't really build into the crest well. So this helps you like go into it naturally for like invincibility, because if you get hit while you're in beast mode, you don't get the bonus. It knocks you out of it. Ow. So with the which is like the survival build is like probably Reaper's Crest, where you, I don't know, like, how long has this video been going for already? Like, 38 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to the head yet. Well, that's looking good. Now that I kind of have the main body, I can take it off of these things so I can get into more detail with it. Be able to turn it around. Okay, now for the little arms. I'm going to build the head separately from this, and then I'm going to connect it on. This is not my first time making something. My first time making something was like a Jack Skellington head. But it was like a flat two-faced, it was like flat, and there's a lot of holes in it, and then I mainly just made things that were like flat. No, but then I was like, well, it is a 3D pen. Let's make something 3D. And then I started stacking it up, and I've definitely gotten better at it. Like, it is a noticeable difference. No, I don't have many of my things, because most of my things, I've made for other people. Which, I do because I don't know what to make for myself. The only reason I'm making this for myself is because I'm doing it for a video. So, because of this, nah, nah, I don't know, I don't even know how big the file size is going to be for this, because I made a video that was like 14 minutes long. I actually ended up deleting it because it was about Mech Arena, and I was like, none of these measurements make any sense. And then I go back into the game, and I see that I looked at it, and the whole thing was like, it says it can jump 30,000 feet in the air because it says it can do 10 kilometers in the air. And like, that makes no sense. Because they say she's 6'4", and stuff. And then I go back to the game and look, and it says 10 meters, but I got confused. I don't even know how I saw K. But yeah, that means it was 30 feet in the air. I'm like, yeah, that actually makes sense. I'm like, I'm an idiot. So I go back and delete the video. And, I don't know. I just, nah, nah, I'm running out of things to talk about. Ow. Nah. I mean, I am making a slug from Slugterra. How about we talk about that? Nah. I feel I've gone too long without talking about Slugterra because not because I do a lot of things about Slugterra, but because I'm making something from Slugterra. Okay, now this arm's too small. No. So, Slugterra is a show that I saw a while ago, and whenever I was still just a kid, and I thought it was so cool. And then I thought that it was removed from a lot of places, so I can't watch the show anymore. But I picked it up again recently because I started playing the game. And I was like, okay. Alright, here's what we have so far for this. We have the arms, the little stomach. In the back, they all have these little things going outwards to, I think, kind of reference an actual slug. But so far, this is what we have. I'm gonna start making the head now. Put this where people can see it. Yeah. I always make them hollow on the inside because I'm not gonna waste filament. Most 3D prints are hollow. Try to put this somewhere you guys can see it. There you go. And let's see, get back to the head. Let's see, so they kind of have the blue face, the horn, the stripes on their head, and kind of like the evil scientist from Count Dracula, like from Pennsylvania, Hotel Transylvania. That's it. So they kind of have like the evil scientist from like the recent movie. Let's see. Alright. So the way the gray is on the head, it looks more like a helmet on the side. Which means that if I make the head first, then I can just go over with the gray.
What are you doing? Stop. Just go get the other end.
Is this
I'm
way?
just unspooling the whole roll.
Yeah, I think I've used this one before. Can't figure out where else I placed it, so gonna have to. The Amazing Digital Circus episode 8 came out pretty recently, and a lot of people are talking about it. This show is like popular, and it's like I see a lot of people complain about like why would they end it like this, and I think that's a good way that they ended it. Instead, because it's like with Kane dead. Spoilers for episode 8. But if you're a fan of the Digital Circus, you probably would have seen it already. And with Kane dead, Zubul just said, "Oh crap," but it wasn't censored like it usually is, and everybody was shocked by that. And I've seen a lot of theories about Bubble, about how they're a two-part act. Bubble says the things Kane can't. Bubble is Kane's insecure thoughts in that moment. But I've also seen a lot where it's like Bubble is able to where it's like Bubbles intentionally antagonizing him to make Kane have a breakdown to be able to take back over. Because Kane killed Abel, but some of the remnants are still there. So, let's see. Yeah, that looks the same. But I think that like that whole episode was great. Whenever I first watched it, I thought that whenever Kinger was resetting Kane, and he said something whenever it was getting deleted, I thought it wasn't censored in that moment, which meant that he either had to program that out or focus really hard on that swear word. And then whenever I rewatched the episode, I saw it was censored. I'm like, oh, my mistake. I was thinking about making a video about that, but nope, I was wrong. And but I've seen a lot of theories about the Amazing Digital Circus. How about Poppy Playtime? Because, I don't know, I'm running out of things to say while I do this. Because normally I can make a conversation go and be good, but I need somebody who I can talk to. Obviously, I'm talking to the people watching this, and by people I mean person. And by person I mean probably not, because they're probably not going to sit all the way through watching me make this. I don't even know if I'm going to send this to them. But Poppy Playtime is this mascot horror game, and I really like it. It's something that I like watching and looking at. But because of horror, it scares me. And for some reason, I always watch this at like night, and then I have trouble sleeping. So if I'm gonna reconnect from the head, I need the. Wow, it's actually a pretty good connection to it. I had just made this little circle and then I line it up, and it's like basically perfect. So that works. once I make the base, I'm going to take away the body, and then I can just make this by itself. This could work as a finger puppet. Just take away the bottom and stick your finger through it. And then you have your own little slug finger puppet. I have actually made finger puppets before. I had this little squirrel finger puppet thing for all 5 fingers. So I guess it's kind of like a hand puppet, but not. Anyway, and I would use the squirrel as like the holes I put my finger in, and then I would put it under here, and then use that as reference for my finger puppet, and then build up from there. So, yeah. I think I've made one of a llama, I've made one of my mom, because my little sister, I thought it was funny. I've made one of a frog, that was pretty cool. I think that was actually one of my best finger puppets that I've done. Cause I think that just looks the most polished out of all the ones I've made. Well, it's kind of difficult because without like having an actual replica, because like I wish out of everything if I had a genie with 3 wishes, I could wish for a Light Matica thing, where I just, like, picture and then I use this to, like, map it out. Like, follow the map thing. And I know, like, if I had a genie, that'd be a stupid wish. Because if I could wish for anything. But, like, I wish I had that right now. Like... Anyway, Poppy Playtime. It's like, the lore gets more dark and twisted the further in you go to the games, or the deeper down you go in the factory. And it's like, chapter 1, it's like, okay, got a little jump scare here, alright. And then you get to chapter 2, it's like, oh, okay, the lore's kind of picking up here. And then you get to chapter 3 through 5, and it's like, oh dear God, I am going to be, like, hunted for my sins in this game. But, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I think we're gonna work on the face now. I thought that chapter 5 was gonna be the end of Poppy Playtime. Because I just was like, okay, we're gonna meet the prototype in this game. This is gonna be where it ends. And then they get to the end, and I'm like, oh, and then they die. And I'm like, what? I'm like, there's gonna be a chapter 6? Oh no. I thought I was done with this. I thought I could finally have a peaceful sleep. No, there's chapter 6. And if they, because after chapter 5, I heard they wanted to make it more twisted the more they go on, which means chapter 6 gonna be messed up. This isn't moving. Oh. I was like, why isn't the filament coming out? The filament wasn't even moving back here. Of course it wasn't coming out. Oh yeah, Pokopia and stuff. I've heard that's like a big hit with games. There is a non-zero possibility that could be nominated for Game of the Year. Like, that is a real chance. I think, like, other games could definitely beat it if they come out, but like based on the way people are talking about this, because even though Pokemon sells better, it's on game quality that's voted for. So it's like even though Pokopia could have like 10 million copies sold, it couldn't be nominated for Game of the Year if it wasn't voted for. Like Expedition 33 and Legends ZA. Even though Legends ZA had like millions of copies sold, Expedition 33 still won like everything. Which like I kind of saw it coming. Based on how everybody was talking about it, I kind of expected it to win the Game of the Year. I didn't expect it to win everything. I think it won like every single category except for one. And like, you know what? Whatever. This world is just like getting worse and worse as the things go on. It's like, okay, time for a new world update. Okay, ruin everything. I once had a conversation with my dad, who, where we were coming home from the dentist, and we were talking about, like, if we had a time machine and stuff. And I'm like, well, now with AI and stuff, I could get, like, AI videos, and then take it back in time, and then, back then, it'd be, like, undeniable proof, of stuff, because AI videos weren't really a thing. And then everybody would have to believe it, and then I could just mess with everybody. And my dad's like, I love how you have a time machine, and your first thought isn't like helping people or getting rich, it's how to mess with people. And I was like, that sums up my mentality. Trying to straighten this out to what I need. I'm gonna bring up the reference photo again. This thing keeps timing out, so I have to log back in every time. I'm using my computer for the reference photo. I honestly don't even know what I want to talk about right now, because like my whole thing is like, I'm talking while making this, and I did tell people at the beginning, if they just want to see me 3D print things, then mute the video, but I don't know. Straighten this out. GTA 6 is coming out on November 19th, 2006, 2026. But it's honestly, like, insane. Because I don't think it will. People are, like, not even caring about GTA 6 anymore. Because it's been taking so long, they've given up hope. And then people were like also hyped for it and stuff. And now it's gonna come out on like the PS6 at this point. But people thought it was gonna be cool, but then it just took so long, people stopped caring. And I don't care about the GTA games. I've heard they're good, but I honestly couldn't care about it. But it is cool that it's coming out on my birthday. So, yeah. No. So. Um, build this back. I feel like the main purpose of this video would be like to listen, because you can't really see much with me doing this. But I don't know. This is why I'm not good at one-sided conversations. Lie to people and tell them that this is a real 3D print job from like a actual 3D printer, and they'd be like, "What the heck did you do wrong?" Because all of this is like squiggles lining up over top. Okay, I think I'm done with that part. Man, I feel like I could like do better, but like right now I don't have high hopes. I think that the closer I get to finishing, the better it'll look at the end. So I think I just need to like keep going. But you never know. For all I know, this is gonna look stupid. So people are saying that Bubble killed Kane in The Amazing Digital Circus, and I don't think he did. Kane broke out of the box they put him in and then took over Abel. And if Abel is Bubble, and then that would mean that Bubble is a part of Kane. Just like some of the remnants of him, which would mean killing Kane would be like suicide. So there's a possibility that happened, but I don't see it as a probability. The amount of times I've hurt myself is honestly insane. Nah, I've busted my head open 3 times. Not enough to, like, reach the skull or crack it, but, like, it was bad. Nah, like, I've had, not that bad, but, like, still, I had to go to the hospital. Not hospital, but doctor to get it stitched up or stapled. I'm not even kidding about that. They stapled my head closed. Nah, but I remember the first time that I cracked my head open. It was I was a kid, and I basically launched myself off a trampoline into a pile of bricks head first. Okay, gonna take this out because it's getting all tangled. I already made a short about this. No, but I was playing hide and seek pretty recently at a lock-in. And it was dark. I was hiding under the chairs, and there was this child who would get all the other children and then gang up on me and tackle, like chase and tackle me to the floor if they could. And she was walking by, and then she was getting kind of scared, and then there was an older person with her, and then the older person's like, I feel like we're being watched. I'm like, it's 'cause you are. And the scream was just amazing. Like, couldn't have done it better. Nah, and I told my pastor about it, and because it was his daughter that I scared, and then he was like, even though that was my daughter, that was really funny. And even they thought it was so funny, they were still telling people about it. And my friend was playing too on the last round. Cause like the round after the one we did, where I scared them, and me and all my friends decided to hide in the same place. I got caught. One of my friends, as soon as they heard people come in, or saw them, I don't know, they booked it out, and then they came back later, and I was like covering for them, staying in there. And then somebody walked in after they had hid, and I was like, oh no, yeah, 2 people already checked this room and got them to go away. So, yeah. Not to brag, but I'm good at covering, so. Okay. Got it untangled, I can get back to this now. So the reason I like the air elemental so much from Slugterra is because of the games. Like, obviously it's already cool in the show. But in the games, it's like the best elemental, except maybe possibly after the earth elemental. Because the earth elemental sets up 2 shields that can block the highest level slug. Where the normal shields by the frost crawler can only block like a tier 3 or a megamorph tier 2. An elemental or a megamorph tier 3 is able to break past the shield. And then this one can still block those. Okay, get this down. So being able to block that, I think it'd be cool if it could block a fusion shot, unless it was elementals, or something. So it's like or like a ramstone could get through it, because a ramstone in the show can like break through the earth and like has probably the most similar powers to it. Besides maybe like a dirt urchin. But it's like what if a ramstone could like break through it? No, but the air elemental in the games, no, what it does is it sets up a long-lasting tornado. No, where if anything hits it, it'll get slung back at you, unless it like is strong enough. Nah, but yeah. Nah, um, hmm. What the water elemental does in the game is it sets up a little bubble around you, which kind of works as a shield, except I don't think it goes away. And I don't know if anything is strong enough to break it, except for like a fusion shot. And let's see. My question is, what happens with a fusion shot with a Nightgeist or a Frightgeist, or a combination of the two? Because, like, with a Nightgeist, you, like, a Nightgeist and Frightgeist, it's normal, but whenever they get close, they turn into, like, a ghost, and nothing can stop them. And then with a Nightgeist, same thing, but it does damage to you whenever it does that. With a fusion shot of the two, if they get close enough, could anything stop them? Or what if it's just the Nightgeist? Like, with like the air elemental and a Nightgeist. If it gets close enough, could nothing stop them? Or do they even go transparent when they get close enough? I don't know. That's something that I don't that I haven't tested out yet, but I'm curious about it. So yeah. Here, let me see so far. It's actually not looking too bad. If we connected the head, this is what it would look like from the front. Once I add the little helmet thing that I described on the side, I think it'll look like complete. So that I just added the little line down the front. So let me fill in the cracks back here. There we go. I don't know how to describe what I'm doing, besides just like alternating between colors and then stacking it up slowly. If you've seen how a 3D printer works, I'm doing that, but not as good. Okay. So, oh, the little horn, I forgot about that. Okay, so. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Stretched it out, I need to fold it back in. What? Is it dead? Plug it up, or do you want to watch it on the big TV? Okay, that works.
What do you want to watch?
Gonna have to add the eyes later. It has green eyes. I think I'm gonna add the eyes and then I'm going to, well, actually I think I'm gonna add the helmet thing first. I don't know how to describe it besides like helmet or ears maybe. I'm gonna do this off screen so I can get a good look. Okay, I got half. I just need to get the other half. Basically, I kind of went up the side and I put it right there and then along there. Because it looks like a two-layered thing in the show. So then I put on the second layer, which kind of works. I think I made it too big over the side, or maybe I made the one down the middle too big. Because now this part right here is too small. Alright, but I kind of have to make it match now or else it's gonna look weird, so.
Like my bracelet?
Cool.
Who you talking to?
I'm recording a video. It's just me 3D printing something and talking about stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, right here. Because now that I know what I'm doing, I just need to copy it on this side. But that was my dad. He was just throwing something of mine into my room. I think the eyes are really going to pull this all together. Okay, so. I don't know how long this video has already been, but let me check. an hour 20 minutes already. Jeez. I think it's probably gonna end at like an hour 25. Uh, uh, um, so there's this YouTuber called Let's Game It Out. His real name is Josh. I don't have to feel bad about saying that because in the beginning of every video he says, "Hey, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out." So yeah, he's not gonna see this unless people like send this to him. But I feel like something that might describe him would be a meme where it's like, all right, what bullshittery can we get up to today? Which I've made up myself because I thought it would be a funny meme for specifically him. If somebody sees this in like, months from now, possibly years, if I ever do get popular, make a meme where it's just, what bullshittery can we get up to today? Okay, now we need to add the green eyes. Actually, no. Actually, yeah, let's just add the eyes. I was thinking maybe I should add a tooth, because they do have one in the show, but I didn't add a mouth, which means that it wouldn't really look right. I can't use this one, because I have some where they're made for this pen, or kinds, or like a 3D pen, and then I have others where if you use them, they like shrink down. Like what I used for their stomach, it started to like shrink down right after I printed it. It's not too much of a problem unless you try to make something small. If you stack up with it, it's not too much of a problem. So, yeah. I remember I was 3D printing something once, and and I was using one of the ones that shrinks. And what one of the main differences is between them. Hi, Luna. That's my cat. Don't worry, I'll show her off. Luna. Hi. Anyway, back to this. It's held together by tape instead of a twisty thing like this. So because of that, and I didn't take it off because I didn't think it would matter. Whenever it was printing, because this thing gets up to 200 degrees, remember that. So whenever I was printing, I just see this puff of like smoke, and I was like, oh, that was the tape. And I've learned my lesson since then. So I'm gonna have to use black for the pupil. I honestly don't expect this to get views whatsoever, even in the future. Because not a lot of people want to sit down and then watch a video of a random kid talking about random things while 3D printing a slug from a TV show. Just saying, I don't think it's likely. But hey, prove me wrong. Or don't, because either, no, wait, I win. Because either I'm right, or, I get views. So, let me reapply the pupil. Just. If you find a factory game, go to Let's Game It Out. He probably has it on there. And he's probably done it in a way you wouldn't expect. Oh. How graceful. His eyes look special. Actually, because I already have the blackout, I'm going to give him a mouth so I can give him a tooth. Complete the look. Oh. I decided to give him a mouth, and now it's too late, and oh dear God. Because I gave him a mouth, I have to give him a tooth, and with the eyes and the way the mouth is, oh dear God. Okay. I remember the 14-minute video I made about Mech Arena that I talked about earlier, that I deleted because I realized I was wrong. It was like 2 gigabytes and it was 14 minutes. This is like an hour and a half already. Yeah. So, I didn't expect myself to be adding a mouth, so I probably would have actually been done already. But now that I'm adding a mouth and I have to make all the... I have to... reconnect the head. Well, not reconnect it. It was never connected in the first place. Okay. So, in Mech Arena, Faye is like 6'4", and she's considered to be short compared to everybody else, which means they're probably all like 7 feet tall. Okay, if I smudge this, then it'll get rid of the dark spot there. Okay. Now, I need to get back to gray, because I'm going to reconnect. No, I'm going to connect the head. I'm going to show my dad my slug after I'm done. I don't think he'll guess that it's a slug. Because in Slugterra, it's like a normal slug. Here, it's like a magical creature that stands up. So, even though it's like the size of a slug, like a massive slug, pretty sure this is like size accurate to the show too. Yeah, this is like size accurate. It's like that thing on the candy bar, real life size. Okay, I'm almost done. Well, if you've watched all the way to the end, either you're lying or you skipped all the way to the end. But, because I don't believe that somebody would choose to watch me, out of all people, just 3D print a random thing. Poorly, I may add. Oh, while talking about Poppy Playtime, The Amazing Digital Circus, Slugterra, and other things. So, yeah, that's obviously a clear lie on your part. You know, but if you have watched all the way through the end, without just skipping, good on you. You have much more patience than the average person does today because, TikTok and YouTube has ruined our attention span. Oh, and if you've watched this and you have the attention span to have watched this all the way through, then that means you probably aren't a brain-rotted person. Because they're the people who have the bad attention spans. So, yeah, if you're not a brain-rotted person, then good on you. We need you to restart the population in the case of the zombie apocalypse, because I swear to God, if brain-rotted people restart humanity, then I prefer the apocalypse. I mean, to be fair, in the state of the world currently, I already prefer the apocalypse, but... So... Alright! And unplug this, because it's hot. And I have officially finished this slug. Now, you can see his eyes and the tooth. It's stupid. I don't... I love him. I cherish him. Because, not just because I put a lot of effort into this, but because I love things that look goofy. Especially when in the show, he or she, I don't know, I think it's a he though, looks so serious, all of the time. It's just amazing.